Hey everyone, welcome. We had a little tiny technical snafu, so I'm just gonna turn it over to Veronica. I'm gonna let her, sink or swim while I take care of some technical issues. Okay, go Veronica.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about what happens and what's going on if you seem not to make traction when you're marketing. And I've completely got it mixed up because
you're good. Keep going.
Okay, so if your marketing doesn't work, what do you do, right? And it seems like it just seems like your marketing is not working. What do you do, and how do you see whether it is working or not? That sounds better. So that's what we're going to talk about. And Claudia is our marketing strategist, and I am our e-commerce coach and mentor. And she is messing around with the technical stuff because the technical stuff went a bit wrong today. Okay, so today, and she's got the agenda, and I don't, so I'll keep on talking.
Okay, so you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to talk through kind of what I'm doing from a technical perspective, because this might be interesting. So, one of the things, obviously, when it comes to marketing, and we'll talk about some challenges and things like that, but we're going to kind of talk about the horse before the cart right this second, if that makes any sense. But when Veronica and I go live on our shows, we go live in multiple places. And so what I'm doing right now is I am literally launching Facebook on my other screen, which is why you have me looking in a different direction. And it's just taking a little bit longer to load. And I'm going to be setting up the cross-posting. Now, what that means is that while I've done the setup on the show on this end for the technical aspect of it, it's going to go live not only on my page, but on Veronica's page, on her e-commerce page, on my small business breakthrough page. So we're basically killing four birds with one stone. That sounds so bad. That sounds so violent, but we're multitasking to make sure that our marketing is going in multiple directions. And that's definitely one of the things that can be done. Veronica, you look like you want to say something. Save me here. Go, girl.
Yes, I know, right? So this is also getting our little live conversation in front of 4 different types of customers. So sometimes you have a little bit of a crossover with your customers, but most of the time not, because obviously it's a different conversations, because then I have the e-commerce and the marketing side and the stuff we actually do for our customers. And then I have my other business page where I coach people, right? So, and Claudia has the same thing, right? So she has a coaching page, and then she has her, I will do it for you, right?
Yeah, you're done for you. And that's a big thing. I mean, one of the things that a lot of people don't think about when your marketing isn't working, or when you're trying to figure out how to maybe get in front of more people, because where are your leads, is maybe partnering up with somebody. I firmly believe, and I know Veronica believes also, that there's plenty of business for everybody, and no one business is the same, right? That's why everyone is unique. My hair is in my mouth. But in partnering, we are servicing the same type of clients that are just different enough, so that we can reach a larger audience. And you never know who people know. So by doing it this way, it totally helps us out. And you may have seen me reaching earlier, and I grabbed my laptop, is what I did to log into the Facebook page, because it's taking forever on my desktop, and I believe it's because I've got video running.
Yes, it probably is. But also it's for both our clients, is I might have clients that need Claudia's help, or she has clients that need my help. So, and basically you are bringing value to your customers and your clients that are on any of your pages. And we're always talking about things that you actually need to do, either with your marketing, on e-commerce, and if there's a problem, and how do you solve it. So we're solving the problem right now about going live.
Totally. And you know what? I mean, this is so indicative of life, because things don't always work out perfectly. And sometimes you're put in positions where you need to just adjust in the moment. And so that's what we're doing. And sometimes when it comes to your marketing and you're wondering, where are your leads and why isn't your marketing working, you need to adjust and you need to be flexible and you can't freak out, because we can oftentimes, especially if we're putting money behind something, we may freak out when things don't go exactly as expected, or when things, they don't go our way.
Exactly. And that's same thing. I mean, social media, Facebook and Instagram and which are the other ones?
Facebook, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter.
Facebook and Instagram are the ones that are really changing a lot, because it's like weekly we get updates of, okay, this is changing, that's changing, you're not supposed to do this. Facebook is now penalizing you if you are selling on your personal page, apparently. Have you heard?
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about that really quick, because
yes,
a couple of different things. I've seen a lot of posts about, okay, so let's backtrack. Oftentimes when our marketing isn't working, we tend to go and think that we should be doing all of our marketing on our personal profile if you're working within Facebook. And so we naturally gravitate in that direction. And now I'm seeing some posts for multiple groups that I'm involved in, actually, not just one group or another group, but multiple groups where people are saying like, hey, I know people are saying that their pages are getting shut down if they're selling on their page. And there's a couple of different schools of thought on this. Okay. So Veronica, I'm going to let you tackle a school of thought that you're thinking of, because then I'll tackle the other one that you didn't mention.
Okay. So again, Facebook is a social platform. Social platform means that is socializing. People don't want to get sold to. So if it's your personal page, it sort of means that you shouldn't be selling to people, but you can educate them, right? You can tell people and help them on your personal page, and it is beneficial for you and your people that you do know on your personal page. But you can't go and say, hey, come and buy this, or this is discount, or anything buying, right? Sale or buying or free, or no, right?
Totally. And that's so big, because when we joined Facebook, we joined it to connect with family and friends, people that matter the most, to the people and things that matter the most to us, right? And I know that we don't want to, believe it. We don't want to admit to it. We think we're exempt from it. But when we signed up, we did agree to a specific terms of service. Now, whether you read it or you didn't, despite what some people are, I don't get political, but Congress, despite what people may think, it's not Facebook's responsibility to make sure you read the terms of service.
Yes.
Right? It's just like if you go to the store, for those of you that have IKEA near you and you buy something from IKEA, how often do you look at the instructions? Typically we think we can set things up and never look at the instructions. And then we decide, we should go look at the instructions. And then there are things that, we start right off the bat knowing. Think about software back in the day, like when you literally purchased boxes of software and you installed it into your computer and it came up with all the terms of services, and the writing was so small.
And you clicked on it.
Right, I agree. You want my firstborn child? No problem. As long as I can just install it.
Yeah.
Right? So this isn't a new concept. This isn't something that is new and like groundbreaking, and nor is it a conspiracy. Okay? Because I have heard that as well. It's not, I know, I just see Veronica rolling her eyes because that's how I feel.
Yes.
It's not a conspiracy. When you sign up with something, you agree to terms and services. And part of the terms and services on Facebook, it says that you'll agree with community standards. In the community standards, it says that you will not conduct business on your personal profile. So what does conducting business mean? Being excited about your business is different. Talking about your business and sharing your passion for your business is different. Celebrating wins is different. Those aren't things of conducting business. Those are all aspects of you projecting your passion.
Yes.
Going on your page and saying, buy this, sell this, do this, and expecting that action to occur where it results in some type of transaction is conducting business.
Exactly. If you're going to make money out of it, no.
Right.
And you know, so that's why we have business pages where we can actually conduct business on, right?
Totally.
Yes.
I'm looking at this, Veronica, and I'm thinking, oh, let me see if it'll let me do it on the fly. Hold on, we might have liftoff here. Let's see if this works. I'm going to save it. Oh, okay, I think it worked. So,
Cool.
I know,
cool.
Right? Shocker. And if it did work, then, hey, bonus, we just now added something else to our skill set. On knowing what we could do live. So, I'm going to go on good faith and hope that all worked. Actually, I'm going to pop into your page really quick, Veronica, and see if it took it. Fingers crossed.
And believe me, Facebook doesn't always work, right? It's like...
It says you're live.
Oh, cool. I'm live.
I know, right? How exciting. Okay, so there you go. That took us a whopping 14 minutes to figure out. Less than that.
Less than that was about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes to figure out, and now we can resume your regularly broadcasting session. So those of you that are joining us...
Let's get serious.
Yes. It's more serious now.
Yeah.
Those of you that are joining us live or watching us on the replay, you're on with Veronica Janes, e-commerce mentor and expert, and myself, Claudia Sheridan, digital marketing strategist and coach. And we are talking about your leads and what to do when your marketing isn't working.
Or doesn't seem to be working.
So let's talk about that question. How do you know that your marketing isn't working? And how do you know?
In e-commerce, people think it's not working because they're not getting sales.
Yes, right? So
right?
Not working because it's not getting sales.
Yes.
So it's not the result that they're expecting.
Especially if they only do one ad and nothing's happening.
Right? And that happens all the time. I mean, you may post your product on your business page, or you may post your service or your webinar or anything like that, and you post it on your page, and then you click the infamous blue button that says boost, and you're like, you know what? I know, I feel the same way. You're like, I got this. I got a boost button. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to put $20 behind it, and I am going to make all the sales in the world.
Yes.
And then it falls flat. It is like, wah, wah, wah. So you're like, all right, that was the first time, so I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
And $20 didn't work, so maybe it just wants another $20.
Yes.
And then it falls flat. And then you never try again because you're like, I didn't get any results from it. And we're here to tell you, you can't do that. I mean, when was the last time that you did anything and expected immediate results for nothing?
Exactly. And it'll happen and as soon as you open your doors to your store, retail, people are going to stream in even though you haven't advertised or you haven't told anybody.
Right? This happens a lot in the restaurant business, I've noticed. So I used to live in an area, northern Los Angeles, and lived there for 10 years, and restaurants were popping up all the time, it seemed. And so shout out to my SCV peeps. But restaurants seem to be popping up all the time. And these restaurants, there was lines out the door for like the first 3 months. And then you could get a table all of a sudden just by walking in. And then a year later, you would learn that they're closing their doors.
Yes.
And it was like, well, what happened? Right?
Yes.
Santa Cruz Valley it is an area that really embraces restaurants. A new one opens up, everyone goes to try it out. And sometimes to the benefit of and to the detriment of the restaurant, right? But what tends to happen with these businesses is that they don't invest in their marketing. They think that just because there was this upsurge in the beginning that you don't have to continue. Now, the long-term players in the Valley in the 10 years that I lived there, those restaurants that are still there from the minute I moved in to 10 years later when I moved out, those businesses invest in their marketing. Like one comes to mind is Salt Creek. Shout out to Jennifer Chadwick, my friend who's a marketing director over there. But they continuously advertise. They make sure that they participate. They're in the community. They're constantly putting in that effort and energy. And those rules still apply for a brand new business that is just starting out online.
Or what also happens is they put some money in when they're launching because everybody's excited, right? And they're getting those sales and everything's happening. And then they go, oh, no, I don't need that anymore because I've got lots of sales coming in, baby.
Yes.
And then suddenly everything goes downhill. And, oh, what happened? Something's happening with my SEO. It's my website. It's my this. It's my that. It's not.
Right.
It is literally you're not marketing anymore.
What is that saying?
Yes.
Don't point because I've got fingers pointing right back at me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
we look at pointing at all the things that it could be without considering the fact that maybe it's something that you as the business owner haven't paid enough attention to.
Yes.
Right?
In fact, I just read something this morning about continuously doing business so that, you get to know your business, you get it out there and you get it out there. And sales is something that you have to do all the time, long term, so that those customers come back to you again and again. And so it's just, it's a continuous effort to get those customers to walk in again or just walk in and come and have a look.
Right. So it's not a linear process. It's absolutely an iterative process. I mean, it goes around and around. And I want to do a word definition type of thing just so that we make sure anybody who's watching this live or on the replay that sales is different than marketing, right? Sales is that transactional moment, and marketing is when you're promoting, right? You're in continuous promotion mode. And if you're not in continuous promotion mode, there's going to be a time where your sales are going to dwindle. You're going to max out. And so if you're focusing on sales the entire time, but you're not focusing on the engine that drives towards the sale, then your sales are going to drop and you're going to hit like a cold turkey sobriety moment. Yeah. Right?
Or, so they come back and they go, please help, it's not working anymore.
And it becomes desperate because now we come from a point of desperation.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And all that work, all that work that you've done in the beginning and you got that traction and it all goes up and you go, oh, I don't need this anymore. And then you lose it all and you have to start from scratch,
you
right?
Start all over again, that momentum that you've built up.
Yes.
So my academic background is in total quality management and in business administration. And that's my undergraduate, my graduate degrees are in those things. So in my undergraduate, total quality management, I love. Are you in the same? Are you there? Did you have the same background that I have, Veronica?
I don't know who's going in and out. It's either you or me.
I don't know. It all looks perfect on my end. It's all roses here. And I'm hardwired. So we'll talk about that off record.
Very cool.
But in total quality management, there's the concept that quality is designed in the product or in the process, and it costs less to design it in it than it is to rework it later on. So think about that from your business perspective and the momentum that you're gaining. If you're gaining momentum with your marketing efforts, and then you're like, oh my God, I have this momentum, and so now I'm going to convert them and I'm going to transition them. And then you stop that momentum, and now we're going to convert and we're happy. That momentum that was gaining in, because quality of that process wasn't designed in to make sure that the momentum continues, you're going to have that drop. So you want to make sure that there is some kind of process in place to continue the momentum building.
Yes.
And that momentum building is with marketing.
Yes.
Is absolutely with marketing and being everywhere. So let's talk about, okay, so I'm trying to pull an example out of thin air. If you're joining us live, please let us know. Please say hi. If you have any questions, please ask them because you have us at your disposal. And if you're joining us for the first time, we appreciate it. And if you're joining us on the replay, let us know again because we will come back and respond to comments in there to help you guys out. So this is your time, right? We're just talking away, but let's go through if we know that we think our marketing isn't working because we're not getting sales, it's not translating into dollars.
Yes.
then we need to consider what we've done to market. So let's kind of brainstorm a little bit on maybe the different areas that we've done our marketing.
Yes.
Right? So Veronica,
yes.
with your clients, what types of marketing are they doing from like the very beginning, just starting out, and they say, oh, I've done this?
Well, probably the first thing they do is post stuff on Facebook.
All right. So we get a Facebook page.
Yes.
And because they're starting an online business. This is we focus
yes.
specifically on an online business.
Yes.
And brick and mortar as well.
That's retail and online. It's all the same.
Totally.
You have to be out there. I mean, the first thing that people will look at, if you're in services, I always tell people, engineers especially, I don't need a website. First thing people look at is, are you online? Do you have a website? And is the information that they can see if you're genuine? I don't know why that is, but right?
Right. They want to know that they're actually working with a real person.
I know, but I mean, why would you be a real person if you just had a website? But that's our world right now,
yeah.
right? So if you don't have a presence online and you're selling or anything, then you seem to be Mickey Mouse. I had to slag Mickey Mouse, but you seem to be Mickey Mouse, right?
My season pass carrying nephews would be like, Veronica.
Yeah.
It's true. It's like you don't want to.
Yes.
You don't just want to kind of jimmy things together.
Yes, it's just like a hobby. You just you have a hobby and that's it. And that's so if you want that to be your look to your clients, right. That's what you're going to look like. Yeah, that's just a hobby. She's just making some signs and it's a hobby.
Or oh, there she goes again. Yes. Or oh, there he goes again, trying the next thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that as well. Yes, that as well. And it's never ceases to amaze me. I've done some research in the last couple of days on Facebook on future customers to see what they're doing and how they're doing it. And amazing how many people don't have a business page.
Oh my gosh, that is so important.
Or listen to this. They don't have their details on their personal page. So we're talking about business on your personal page. So you can put your information, you're doing business with, you're the owner of, all your links to your website or to your other pages or what else? Accomplishments,
yep.
Right? I mean, you've opened that business. That's your accomplishment. You've added two employees. That's your accomplishment. You know, you got a small business, blah, 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 you know, right? I
don't know if you can read. Hold on. Let's see if I can get that.
Yes.
Drive traffic from personal to business.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So that's important.
So to go back, really quick on what we talked about earlier was those pages that are getting shut down because they're conducting business.
Yes.
Right? So don't conduct business on your personal profile. Drive the traffic from your personal to your business. Right?
Yes,
I love my little whiteboard. Just wait, I got a whiteboard flip chart too.
Oh, cool.
I know.
So, yes, exactly.
That's totally huge. And go ahead.
I looked on some profiles and there was no information. I know you want to be private, but if you're in business, you're not private anymore.
That's so huge. Why? And I understand that. I don't mind having my stuff out on the internet. I mean, I'm really not that interesting. So, no. You know, it's like, I mean, if you Google my name, I will come up and I will be there with no problems and you'll know exactly who I am because I'll give you a hint. I'm not the porn star and I didn't die in the 1800s. And I'm not a lawyer because now there's a lawyer, Claudia Sheridan popping up. So I'm not those three things. I'm the other one. Okay. So, it's so interesting to me because people say, you know what, I have this business, but I don't want anybody to know anything about me, or I don't even want them to know that I'm associated with it. And here's the thing is that I get it. I understand. We think, oh, the internet, there's so much information out there, and totally true. But the only thing that's out there is what you've chosen to share. So, you know, if you're really afraid of what's out there, stop sharing so much information. You know, stop sharing whatever it is that you need to stop sharing.
Yes.
But do share about your business. Do share the things that supports your family. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why do we make it so difficult to let people know what we do?
I know, right? I know. So, how do you know it's not working? Is when your friends don't come and buy your stuff,
or they say, "What do you do again?" Or I didn't know you did that.
Yes. Right. So you got to tell people what you're doing, right? You really have to tell people what you're doing. You got to remind people what you're doing because well, I've done several careers. I'll call it this is what I'm going to do when I grow up. But it sort of stayed within the same realm. I do business.
Right. I call it the same way. I call it my past lives.
Yes.
I have multiple past lives.
Yes, exactly. But so you got to keep reminding people of, okay, so I'm doing this and what am I doing and how am I helping people? They might have a friend that really needs your services or would love your products, and I hope your family love your products because that would be a shame if they didn't.
Right.
Yes,
well,
right.
Here's another thing, another fascinating concept to me that just floors me as well. Now, let me think of it before I lost it. We were talking about friends, family, public. Oh, well, I just lost it. It'll come to me. It has to do with sharing what you're doing and having people support you.
Your family need to buy your stuff.
They do. Your family at least needs to know what you're doing so they know how to refer you. So I remembered. So when it comes to marketing, what also floors me is when, let's say a solopreneur or an entrepreneur is starting out with their online business and they don't want to participate in their own marketing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That to me, it's a point of confusion for me because, and I'll share with you why, is that you've got this dream that you want to accomplish and you're like, I'm going to put it out there. I am going to help this many people. I'm going to sell these many products. I'm going to solve the world's problems, whatever it is. And I'll be right now, no one is more passionate about your business than yourself.
Yes, exactly.
And the marketing world has changed in that it's no longer a one-dimensional print, right? I mean, it's so much more, it's multifaceted because you've got to be everywhere. And print definitely has a place in marketing for sure. So I'm not knocking print at all, but it's got to be much more interesting.
So even before Facebook became the place to advertise, or Instagram, or even LinkedIn, we did networking, right? Yes. You went to networking events, you still do that, but that's what you had to do, and you would have to put yourself out to get your customers to come in. So if you had a retail store, you would go to markets, you would go to events of the ladies that save the world, or the Christmas bazaar, or whatever, where you could put your products out. You would be and buy a little booth and sell your products. Right. That's exactly the same thing you have to do. So you stood in front of your customers selling your products, right? Yep, and that's exactly what you have to do, right?
Totally.
Right?
And service is the same thing. I mean, think about all the things that we think about service. We think about going to, these large mixers. We think about joining the chamber. We think about attending networking dinners. We think about joining service organizations to make more connections. So all of that, it hasn't changed. It's just a matter of thinking about how are you going to transition your marketing if you're choosing to market online, which I hopefully you are, because I mean, there's so much potential online, and Veronica and I can certainly help you in those areas. Whether you're in products, definitely reach out to Veronica, leave us a comment. If you're in service, reach out to me, leave us a comment. We'll reach out to you and we'll definitely be there to help you out and hold your hand through this.
Absolutely.
Because go ahead.
And so this is the way I explain to people if they have a retail store, is you're leaving money on the table, right? Right? There's money to be made and you're ignoring it. It's like somebody giving you a 401k and you go, well, I'm not going to invest in that because there's some free money there. Why should I invest in my 401k? And they give me free. That's the best thing that when I came to America. I said to my husband, they give you free money? You're kidding me, right?
Let's do it.
They match the money that you're saving. Oh my Lord. And this is the same thing in your business. Yeah. Why would you not do online marketing or even have an online store if you have a retail business?
Right. You just have to tell people that you're there.
I know.
That's the biggest thing. People say that too. They'll whether it's a retail business, like a brick and mortar establishment, or an online business, they'll say, how do I get more people to go to my website? How do I get more people to watch me? How do I get more people to follow me and like my page? How do I do all these things? And my first question is, well, did you tell them about it? Like,
yes.
If you have an email list, did you invite them to like you? Did you invite them to follow you or watch you? If you have a store, did you put your little Yelp sign out there and say, hey, would you mind leaving a review? Like, I call it the power of the question.
Yes.
And you're amazed what happens when you ask.
Ask. Yes.
Just ask. I mean, think about it. When we went to Cold Stone Creamery yesterday, I think it was the ice cream. I think so. But it was like, let's just pretend it's the ice cream, right? Oh yeah, totally. So we're at Cold Stone Creamery.
Sure about that.
And that was my assistant right there. We're not going to mention her name before she talks again. But we're at Cold Stone Creamery and we're asking, we had placed 2 orders, and I'm there with my nephews and we're buying some ice cream for my mom. And we select one, and the first thing they ask is, would you like any toppings with that? Like, whether you realize it or not, that's an upsell tactic.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
And they're asking you, do you want them? And now I can say yes or no. Mm-hmm. And I can move on from that point. But yet, when we have our own businesses, we don't even ask for those things. We don't ask, is there anything else that we can help you with? If I'm selling, creams, face cream or whatever, do you need an eye cream?
Yes. Exactly.
Things like that goes with it, or whatever it is. I mean, a fishing pole. Do you need a lure? I mean, whatever it is that you're buying, chances are there's a complimentary product or service that goes with it.
Yes.
That you can buy. If you buy technology, would you like the service package?
Yeah. Yeah. And you see, and most of the time I'm thinking about abandoned carts. So, I mean, if you are in a store, if you have a store online, you should be doing abandoned cart retargeting.
Yes.
You can talk about that. It's a big subject. But so then what happens, they will send one email out, which is normally automatic on a shopping cart, and that's it.
Yeah.
They just ignore it. It's like, no. You need to send another email, and then maybe in 2 weeks send another email, because as a good example, this is a good example. So these guys linked on LinkedIn, and said, hey, Veronica, would you mind testing out our product?
Okay.
And I said, oh, this sounds very interesting. Let's talk about it. And they kept on, and I kept ignoring them. Then eventually they said, can they send me an email? I said, yes, put my email in, ignored them again when I got the email, right? So that's been at least a month, which is huge in our world right now. At least a month. So last week they reached out and said, would you like to have, an online conversation? I said yes, and ignored them again. They reached out on Friday, and I said, yes, let's make a date and let's talk on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So if they hadn't persisted in contacting me, because I was interested, right? I really was interested in the product. If they were persistent in contacting me, we wouldn't have had the conversation. Okay, I'm not signed up yet, but I'm testing it, right?
Right.
They are now on my radar, and we are on first name terms, right?
And so they weren't on your radar before. Exactly.
So they could have said, contact me on LinkedIn, and that's it. Maybe contact me 3 times.
Right.
And that's it. It didn't work, right? Why didn't it work? Because small business owners they don't persist, and they think, this is the perception, is I don't want to bother my customers.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, bother them.
Spam them. I mean, I hate, spam is such a thing these days.
Just for the record, we're not condoning spamming, so we're going to define spamming as consistently stay in front of your client.
Okay, so you don't have to do it on a daily basis, but you have to be in front of your customer, right? So nobody likes email, right? We all say that we don't like email.
But we all claim it, but we do open it.
We do open it,
even though there's everything out that says email is dead and nobody's opening email, I'm going to say, BS. People are opening your emails.
Yes. Yes.
It all depends on if you're giving them value or not.
But and the thing is that, okay, so if you're absolutely bloody amazing, you have 25 to 30% open rate.
Yeah, somewhere around there. If you're amazing, if you're average, and let's say if you're over 10% open rate, you're doing great.
Yes, exactly. But it's 10% of customers that are warm and they love you, right? So this is when people give up again. Oh, well, people are not opening my email.
It doesn't work.
Really? 10%, right? So if you add all these percentages, now I'm on a roll here.
I know, right? I'm just sitting here enjoying you go, girl. Sit, enjoy the show.
If you adding all those percentages, like, what's it called? Abandoned cart is also 7 to 10%, right? Mm-hmm. If you're adding all those 10%, 7%, what do you get?
Customers,
right? I don't care how many percentages it is. It is a numbers game. Selling, marketing, whatever. It's a numbers game.
And it's always been a numbers game. I mean, if you think, let's just go, quote unquote, pre-internet popularity days. How's that? And you have, your depending on your age, maybe your father or your grandfather was a salesman. And what did they do? They pick up the phone and they called, and they knew, they were able to tell you that for every 100 no's, they're going to get a yes. So they knew if they needed 2 sales, that they need to make 200 phone calls that day.
Exactly.
Right?
And my grandmother used to own a general store. Okay. So it's amazing. I'm still in the same business. And she was one of 13 sisters and brothers. And I think most of her brothers were salesmen. And they had boxes in the back of their car. Yep. They used to drive those sedans or whatever. And they used to go from general store to general store, especially in Namibia, not big cities, they're very small towns. And they used to sell out of their car, or say, hey, I've got these samples. When I come by again, do you want some of these or do you want some of those? And I was sitting next to my granny who used to say, I'll have 3 of those and I'll have 2 of those and I'll have 1 of those. And I'll try that one to see if my customers would really like it.
Right.
So that was that pre-selling. Okay, so now I can go back and bring whatever they want. And they had to go from store to store. So one store would go, well, no, I've got no customers this month. I can't buy anything. So not every store bought from them.
Right.
So that was even pre. Totally. That was literally walking hand to hand.
Yeah. I mean, I look at in the real estate market, we still see this. And in B2B markets, we see this a lot too. In the real estate, when you still have your agents that will go house to house and drop off the notepads and things like that, or on Independence Day on the 4th of July, there's flags, at your house. I mean, that's pretty popular. And then you see on B2B, you'll see that there's a salesperson that's going their route. It's their marketing person. It's not actually their salesperson. It's their marketing person that's going and doing the routes and dropping something off at the store with a quote unquote gatekeeper. And giving a gift or maybe bringing donuts. Yes. I remember when I first started, one of my very first jobs was working in a mortgage office. Mm-hmm. And there was also real estate that occurred there. And the title officers would bring donuts like on Thursday mornings. Yes. And so they want to know what day can they bring it in? And I remember, I don't know whatever happened to him, and I don't know why I remember his name, Lyle. Lyle was a title officer. Don't ask me from where. Lyle, if for some random chance you end up watching this, I remember you. But this would have been a long time ago, and Lyle would bring the donuts. And I would tell him, what's in it for you? Because you just keep bringing, I don't mind the donuts, but what's in it for you? And he's like, you know what? He's like, as long as I get FaceTime with these agents, he's like, they're going to remember me, and I want them to remember me more. So I want more FaceTime with them. So whatever that takes. And I think that's where, whether you're in tracking abandoned carts, in doing your emails and getting out there, it's not a concept of spam as it is a concept of omnipresence and being there and having multiple touch points and knowing that, just because it wasn't right for them right at that moment in time, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be there for them again, or it won't, that you're not going to be there when they need you.
So, and this is about, and social media, it's not instant even, so you think, okay, I'm putting a post out there, everybody's going to see it. No.
No.
So it might happen 2 weeks later when somebody happens to go onto their feed and it happens to be in their feed and they comment on it and it pushes it up again in your feed and suddenly you're seeing it.
Yep.
So it's the same thing with Pinterest. I mean, I've got a customer that she did, obviously she's down right now with Pinterest because she abandoned it a bit. She abandoned quite a lot for a bit.
So she lost her momentum and now she's got to start up again.
Yes. But she actually has connections from Pinterest when she was very active. Mm-hmm. She's still gaining from that. So sometimes it's a long-term play. And as I said, I think we've discussed this last week as well, is you don't start your business thinking, I'm going to be in business for the next 3 months.
Right.
You are starting a business because you're passionate and you're going to, hopefully this is what I want to be when I grow up discussion.
Right. Yeah, totally.
So right. Because you intend to be in business for a long time. You intend to sell your products for a long time. And then that means that you have to actually have that long-term play in your head when you're doing your marketing.
Yep. And that's all in the mind. That's mindset stuff. And, not to get all woo-woo on anybody, but
yes.
It's total mindset. And it's that mindset of thinking, I just spent $20 and I didn't get anything versus I just invested $20 and look at how many more people know about me. And that's a shift. And I think that a true transformation occurs in your marketing momentum when you look at marketing differently. So, why aren't you getting any leads? Where are all my sales going? Well, how are you looking at the dollars you're spending? Because yes, you should always track ROI because you need to know what's working and what's not working, right? But if you're looking at it as that part from it's not working and it just cost me this amount of money, then you're not looking at it from an investment perspective. Because if it's an investment perspective, you would say, you know what? Maybe it didn't accomplish the goal I originally set out for, but I can now use that and turn it into this, or I can use that momentum gained and transition it into something different, which that's an investment.
That's it. You said it. It's an investment in your company, right?
Yes.
So you need to invest that. You literally need to invest money, right? You need to reinvest money into your company.
Money, time, energy. Yeah. It didn't cost you nothing to open your doors. And even though that I know that people say, that it didn't cost me anything to start this business. Yeah, it did. First of all, there was what we call opportunity cost, right? So the opportunity cost, or the cost you forego because you made a different decision. So let's say, for example, you left your full-time job, or you decided not to go the traditional job route, and you decided to go into business for yourself. That is a cost, right? Because you could go get a job. I'm going to put quotes in there because that's the traditional sense. Go out there, get a part-time job or get a full-time job, and now that's money you're immediately bringing in. But when you're in your business for yourself, you need to look at it from a different perspective and say, I'm going to invest in my business. I'm going to buy that computer, or I'm going to upgrade to a more powerful laptop, or, in Veronica's and my instance, we have lighting set up and things like that so that we've improved the quality of the show so that we can, maybe appear a little bit more natural, like as if we're speaking to you right in front of your living room.
Yes.
Those are things, we don't look at them as expensive. It wasn't like, oh my God, I just spent, X number of dollars on this thing. We're excited to invest in our business because we know that it continuously grows and it builds, and we can't all start here. We didn't all start. I'm not a runner, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the very first time that a runner wasn't born winning every single race possible out there. I'm going to say that they probably had to learn how to crawl and then walk faster. And then something was probably chasing them and they started to run a little bit faster. And then it was like, oh, hey, they have a neck. They're pretty fast. They didn't start that way.
And if you're looking at, talking about sports, if you're looking at anybody that's success in sports, they practice and they've spent the money on coaches and equipment and time and you know, the amount of money they spent on, I'm thinking about golf now for some reason, of paying for fees for the courses that they practice on.
Yes.
So they spend a lot of money on practicing to become that good to actually win stuff. So that's the same thing you are doing in your business, is you have to actually spend money to become famous.
Yes.
That's right? Right?
I mean, it is. It's to become known and to become famous and to get the word out. And
yes,
we tend to not want to do that first. So somehow we think we're exempt. I saw, I won't mention the person's name, and Veronica, I'll tell you offline. But there's a very well-known marketer who speaks at all major conferences that right now, as I'm talking about it, I'm sure it popped in your news feed as an ad. But right now, this particular individual is a woman. I'll give you that. Is a woman, and she has an ad running saying that join me for a free webinar where I'm going to teach you how to launch a Facebook ad agency, even if you've never run an ad before.
Wow.
Okay, right. That's a tall claim.
Yeah.
B, that's a pipe dream.
Yes.
Because I can't expect to be a world-class swimmer if I don't know how to swim.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And there are so many things I think that us as entrepreneurs, that we know what we want to do, or we buy into someone else's dream and we take that on for ourselves, and we want to move forward, but we want the fast track. And one of the comments on this ad, a gentleman posted, he said, if I don't want to join the webinar, but I just want to get to the nitty gritty, how do I do that? Now, for her, that's great. That's an instant sale. I mean, he's already saying, here, take my money.
Yes.
But there is no nitty gritty. You have to go through the motions. Now, some people go through the motions a lot faster than other people. Or some people jump in the water and they figure out, oh crap, I better move my arms and hopefully it'll keep me afloat.
Yes.
Right? But and those people are probably more risk takers than somebody else. There is definitely, if, to go back to the topic at hand, where are my leads and my marketing isn't working. If you don't have any leads, it's because somehow along the way you've lost momentum, or you haven't asked for the sale. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Or word has got out that maybe you're not doing what you promised. And so that we're going to go with the assumption that you are giving a quality product and service, okay? That you are doing your best to provide for your customer.
Yes.
So you need to look back at that and say, where exactly is it broken down? And where is it falling off the track? And then you need to have, a real heart-to-heart with yourself and say, is there something that I could be done differently? Because when we're pointing out, we've got fingers pointing back at ourselves. And so what could I have done differently? And maybe that just means, participating in your marketing, or believing in your marketing, or continuing with your marketing. Marketing is not that one investment that you want to skip on when you're broke. Yeah. That's what you need to continue to put money into, is your marketing and get people out there.
And so when you're a sportsman or woman and you succeeded, it has been the consistent practicing that has made you successful, right? And that's the same philosophy you have to have in your business, is you've got to consistently be in front of your customers. Because if you're not consistently in front of your customers, how do they know you exist? And what I mean by, what I mean about consistently being in front of your customers, whether you are posting, whether you are advertising, whether you are emailing, recording, videoing.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is, standing on the corner, waving at everybody. You know that guy that's twirly.
You know he's going to be there. You're just wondering what outfit he's going to be wearing next week.
I know, right? There's this guy on the one corner that does amazing things. He always waves, and I feel like he waves at me.
Right?
So you have to be in front of your customers on a regular basis. Otherwise, it is not going to work.
Think about that. What is that tax company that at tax time, is it H&R Block?
H&R Block, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when we think of H&R Block, we know when tax season comes,
Yes.
we see a bunch of Statue of Liberties on the street.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly,
I
right?
mean,
Yes.
there's a reason H&R Block continues to do that.
Yes.
And it's because they know it's driving attention to them. And at moments like this, when I'm looking for an example, who do I remember?
Yes.
H&R Block with all of their Statues of Liberties.
Yes,
at
exactly.
that time.
Exactly. So, I mean, we don't need taxes done until April,
time.
March, April, right? Then
Right.
you think, oh my God, we got to get our taxes done, right? And then we're in a rush. So, but they know that as well, because their time to make money is during tax season. They just make regular income during the rest of the time. So their profits are during tax season.
That's their high season.
That's their high season, right? So for in fact, we were talking about it this morning. The high season for retail and online is coming up now with, there's several. Actually, Halloween, funny enough.
Yeah.
Even if you're not doing Halloween outfits and stuff, Halloween.
You've got Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, Cyber Monday.
Green Monday. Do you know about Green Monday?
I don't. Green Monday is new. I mean, I know Cyber Monday. What's Green Monday?
Green Monday is the second Monday in December, and eBay started it because you learn something every day. That was the last day you could actually buy something and get it to you before Christmas.
Oh,
right? So eBay has been around a long time.
Yeah, that's important. I mean,
and money is green.
I like it.
I thought it was green, like, environmental. No,
that's
money
what I was thinking too. I was like, are you going to come and plant a tree, or what are you going to do? But I think that's huge, and that's such a good point. Like, if we look at H&R Block and we look at the upcoming holidays right now, and then, even for the service industry, depending on what you're doing, you may be extremely busy during the holidays. You may find that your high season is the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So if you know what your seasons are, when you're looking at your marketing, it isn't do it today and expect results tomorrow. It's planning for it. So you need to have a plan in place and say, okay, the holidays are coming up, or, I'm going to be doing something for Cyber Monday or Green Monday or whatever that is. I need to have a plan in place to make sure that happens. And H&R Block definitely does that, because you start seeing I don't know the exact time, but I'm going to say I probably start seeing them sometime after Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Right, which makes sense. February, March, April, March time.
Yes.
I start seeing them. Yes. So there's clearly a plan, and it's an investment. So we are actually coming up on the hour. So Veronica, I'm going to ask you for your final thoughts, and please let people know how they can find you.
Oh, so I'm on Veronica Jean's Mentor on Facebook, and my final thoughts are: get ready for Christmas now.
Get ready for the holidays. And I'm Claudia Sheridan. You can find me on Facebook, just Claudia Sheridan 1. And my final thoughts of this is really change how you're thinking about marketing, and don't look at it as an expense. Really, really, truly consider it an investment, because if you invest in your marketing, you're always going to have that wheel turning and creating that momentum. So everybody who joined us live and on the replay, thank you so much for sticking through our technical experiment that we had going on, and we hope to see you guys next week, same time, same bat channel, which is 1 o'clock Pacific time or 3 o'clock Central, on either Claudia Sheridan 1 or Veronica Jean's Mentor, or a couple of other pages out there. And you can always watch us, join us live, ask your questions. We're here to answer you guys. It's your time. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have an awesome one.
Bye.